You're very quiet, John.
Am I? I've got a different machine on. Is this better?
It's okay, but you're very quiet.
Well, then I'll need to shout. I'll put on my best stage voice. I'm at the theatre. Ladies and gentlemen, assembled company, boys and girls, welcome to the World Storytelling Cafe. And tonight is the Young Tellers Night, where we have young tellers and poets from around the world. And tonight we are traveling first to India, then we're going to Palestine, then we'll probably go. I see James is with us, so we could go to Woodbridge in England. Marvellous. And anyone else, anywhere else that cares to join us through the evening. So, without further ado, David, would you like to introduce our Indian friends, or are they strangers to you as they are to me?
You go ahead, John. You go ahead.
So,
So,
so who? Amanpreet is that mother, and what is the daughter's name?
Mm, um, Amanpreet is my mother's name, and my name is Jasnamhi.
Jasnapi.
Jasnamhi, yes.
Yeah, Jasmine. Yeah. So, in fact, so people should put their hands together and welcome you. And you're going to tell a story. Fantastic. Please tell a story.
Everyone, my name is Jasnami and I'm from India. Today I'm going to tell you a very famous story that which name is Pinocchio. A long time ago, in a small town, there lived a woodcutter named Geppetto. Geppetto, Geppetto used to make wooden toys. He loved wooden toys. But the only thing he regretted from his life was that he did not have a child. One day, while passing through the woods, he found a piece of log. So he decided to take that piece of log and make a puppet. So when he went to his shop, he started carving it. He heard some noise. Please don't cut me. Please save me. Once Geppetto was shocked. He said, "What? I'm I I think that I'm getting old. I am hearing noises like that." So he kept on carving, and finally when the puppet was made, he took it and kept it on a chair and started sweeping the floor. Again, when he saw to the chair, he saw the puppet dancing, singing. La la la, said the puppet. He was shocked. Then he said, "I cannot believe that you are a live puppet. Really? So I should give you a name. So your name will be Pinocchio. Yes, perfect." So Geppetto named that puppet as Pinocchio. So he said, "I don't have a child, so from now I will keep you as my child." So Pinocchio said, "Yes, thank you." So next morning, Geppetto gave Pinocchio money to buy books and go to the school. Pinocchio was so excited for the school. He went la la la, enjoying his way. Suddenly, he met a fox and a cat. They were very clever. They said, "Pinocchio, this is very less money. You will not be able to buy books from this." Pinocchio once thought, "Is that real?" Then the fox offered that, "I can double this money if you give it to me under that magical tree." Once he thought, then he thought that this is the right way. I should give him money. So Pinocchio gave money to the fox, and the clever cat took the rope and tied Pinocchio around that tree. So Pinocchio was so scared. He shouted for help. "Please help me, please help me." No one came. Then, after some time, suddenly a fairy appeared. Fairy said, "Oh dear Pinocchio, what has happened to you? Why are you been tying in here?" Pinocchio lied to the fairy that I was playing a game. So, what happened was his nose started to grow. Once he said the nose grew long and longer as he said a lie. Then Fairy said, I'm like your mother. I'm a fairy. I know whenever people say lie to me, their nose grows so big. Pinocchio said, okay, sorry, I will tell you the truth. So Pinocchio told all the story. And then the fairy said, this time be careful, go to the shop and don't get lost. So the fairy gave money to Pinocchio and Pinocchio went his way. Suddenly, he was mistracked and he was standing on a bridge while someone pushed him and he was down into the sea. Geppetto, at home, worrying for his child Pinocchio. Oh, my child, I cannot find him. Now I should do something. So Geppetto went through the woods, going to his school, going to the shop, and suddenly he reached the bridge. Then he asked everyone, and a fisherman replied, yes, dear sir, I saw someone falling down. It was like a puppet. So Geppetto was so worried that he jumped into the sea to save the life of his child, Pinocchio. So he was shouting in the sea, Pinocchio, Pinocchio, whereas Pinocchio was shouting, Dad, Dad, Geppetto, Geppetto. And finally they met each other. So Geppetto hugged his child so much that he was so worried, and finally he got happy that he met his child. But then he thought, he asked Pinocchio, how will we get out of this so deep sea? So Pinocchio replied, I also don't know, my dear father. So then suddenly the same fairy appeared. He said, I saw your love and I could not wait to come here and help you. She waved her magic wand and said, Abracadabra, and they were back to their home happily. So they slept as it was night time. And in the morning, when they woke up, Pinocchio saw the same fairy appearing near him. So Pinocchio said, what happened, my dear fairy? What did I did this time? So fairy said, you did not do anything, but I am coming here to give you real life. So the fairy said, now I'm going to turn you into a real boy so that Geppetto will never regret from his life that he did not had a child. So fairy waved his wand and said abracadabra, and Pinocchio was back into a real boy. He was so happy he could not believe. He checked his hand, he checked his face and his hair also. Then Geppetto came and said, Pinocchio, wake up, wake up. When he saw Pinocchio, Geppetto was so happy that he hugged him, and from that day they lived happily. And the lesson Pinocchio got was he never lied from anyone he met. Thank you.
Fantastic and brilliant telling, such clear, such wonderful telling.
Fantastic storytelling.
Marvelous. Now, is your sister going to tell a story?
Yes.
Could you move your sister across to the screen? And what's your sister's name?
Say, what's your name?
My name is Jaspreet.
Louder.
My name is Jaspreet.
Well, welcome to the World Storytelling Cafe.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to hear your story. You've stayed up, you've been allowed to start very late tonight, haven't you? What time is it in India? About 11:30?
Yes.
Louder.
It's 10:45 there.
10:45. Well, and what better reason to start late than to tell a story at the World Storytelling Cafe? So please tell us a story,
It's a poem. It's a poem.
a poem. Please tell us a poem.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is
Louder.
Jaspreet. I'm from India today. I'm going to tell a poem that is A-E-I-O-U vowels. We are very little creatures, all of different voice and features. One of us is glasses said, one of us you will find in jet, the other may you see intent, and the fourth a box within. If the fifth you should pursue, it can never fly from you. Thank you.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful.
Cute.
What wonderful sisters, and what talent.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Mr. John.
And thank you for allowing your daughters to tell on this stage. We're honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, now David, do you want to get your running order in Gaza, or shall I continue?
Please. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. We're going to have Yara is going to be first, and then Maram. Have you got a story? You have, haven't you?
Maram's got a story, yes.
Wonderful. And Noor, you've got a story?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go.
And Hazam has got a story. Hazam has got a story as well.
And yeah, Hazem is Noor. That's right.
Oh, sorry. That's
yeah,
me
that's
being,
right.
that's
So
me being stupid. That's why you're doing this, not me.
We'll go Yara, then Maram, and then Noor, and then shall we go to where's he gone? Where's our English friend?
Well, we've got that's James down the James Demir in Justine Square.
Okay. Right. Okay. And let me know if there's any more children in Palestine who would like to tell a story. But let's begin with Yara.
And before we start, is English Expresso, because that's just a square that says English Expresso. Is there someone behind that, or is that someone just listening who wants to tell a story? Is that a child or an adult? Doesn't matter. But anyway, let's carry on. Back to the program.
Wonderful. Well, yesterday, Yara and I spoke, but we had all sorts of problems with connections. I was having problems and Yara was having problems. But anyway, it's fantastic because Yara Sabaa is here today to tell a story. And not only Yara, but both of her teachers are here. Hannah and Heba are here to support Yara, and all of the children here from Palestine. Fantastic. So Yara.
Yeah, actually, I just want to say that I'm no longer like Yara's. Sorry, David, for interrupting. I just want to say that I used to teach Yara when she was in the 5th grade.
Okay.
I'm no longer her teacher now.
But once you're her teacher, you're always her teacher.
Yes. Unfortunately, she became like older and she's not my student anymore.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yara, over to you.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Yara, and today I'm gonna tell you an interesting story titled "The Foolish Donkey." I hope you like it. Let's get started. Once upon a time, there was a salt seller who used to carry the salt bag on his donkey to the market every day. On the way, they had to cross a river. One day, the donkey suddenly fell down in the river, and the salt bag too. The salt disappeared in the water, so the salt bag became very light to carry, and the donkey was very, very happy. Then the donkey started to play the same track every day. Every day, they come to cross the river. The donkey pretends to fall. The salt seller to understand the track and decided to teach his donkey a lesson. The next day, he loaded a cotton bag on the donkey. Again, the donkey played the same track, hoping that the cotton bag would be still lighter. But the cotton absorbed the water and became very, very heavy to carry. The donkey suffered very much. The donkey did not play the same track again, and the salt seller was very, very happy. That's it.
Wonderful.
Nice, very nice.
Thank you, Yara. And wow, with the wonderful music behind the story as well. And you told the story so clearly and beautifully. So you did it. Yesterday we had connection problems. Today there were no problems and we could hear your voice loud and clear from Gaza. Thank you, Yara.
Okay.
So wonderful.
Well done, Yara.
Well done, Yara.
Very
You're
nice.
amazing.
Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now we're going to Maram, and it's wonderful because Maram was here last week telling a story with your lovely sister Malak, and now you're here to tell us another story, Maram. So Maram, it's over to you in Gaza.
It is said that there was a king who wanted to build a large house of glass on a hill. And when the workers came to start building, they found a large amount of gravel and stones. He prevented them from building. So the king ordered them to throw those stones from the hill. And unfortunately, there was a small village under the hill, which led to the demolition of its houses. And with the people of the village complying to the king, he did not respond to them, and the house was built. After a while, in the birds' migration season, the birds carried small stones, so they built their nests. And the stones were dropped from them in the king's house, causing cracks in the glass and broke it. And it became a proverb. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. The end.
Wow. Maram,
Very
that was
nice.
beautiful. I think we have the same expression in Arabic and in English. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. What a beautiful illustration of that saying,
Yeah.
Maram.
Yeah. Very nice, Maram. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
Well done, madam.
Thank you.
Well done.
Fantastic. So you were here last week, you were here this week. Maram, I hope you'll come back next week and tell another story or another week. It's wonderful.
Now,
And another storyteller who's returned to us this week is Noor. A few weeks ago, Noor told us a fantastic story. And we've also heard from Noor's sister. And now Noor is here again. So Noor, please tell us one of your wonderful stories.
Yeah, okay. The story name is The Snow Queen. Once upon a time, there lived two best friends, Gerda and Kai. As a symbol of their friendship and love, they both planted a rose plant, each in their front yards. Every morning, they took care of it. One day, Kay went to Gerda's home to listen to Grandma's story. Gerda said to her grandma, "Tell us the story of the Snow Queen, Grandma." Kay said, "Oh, do you still believe in these stories? Oh, your imagination." But in the Snow Queen castle, she had a magic mirror which could look at anyone. At that moment, she was looking into Gerda's living room where they sat. She said, "Doesn't believe in me? I will send him my ice arrows. That will turn him cold. All the love will be gone from his eyes and his heart, and the freeze is over." Then the Snow Queen sent her ice arrows towards Kay. As soon as the arrows entered Gerda's living room, they were struck for Kai's heart and Kai's eyes. Suddenly, Kai's behavior changed towards Gerda. He shoved her aside and went back to his home. The next few days, he would give meal to Gerda. He wouldn't talk to her nicely. He wouldn't even come to tend to the roses. One morning, when Gerda was watering her plant, she saw Kay get into a carriage with the Snow Queen. She tried to follow them, but the carriage just vanished into the air. So she went to her grandma and told her what happened. Her grandma said, "Here, take this hand mirror and follow what it tells you. The mirror only tells you the truth." Gerda took the mirror and looked into it. The mirror told her to find the flower garden, so she went looking for it. Back to the Snow Queen castle, she said, "This is your home now. You will never leave here. And once your heart freeze is over, you will mine forever." Gerda entered the garden full of lots of flowers and beautiful flowers. But there was a problem. There was no smell of flowers. As soon as she touched one flower, the fragrance to all the flowers returned, and the flower lady appeared. She said to her, "Thank you. You have retained the fragrance of my flower. The Snow Queen is one who had taken the fragrance. You should try the river outside the village to see your friend." On the way, Gerda met a pirate ship. She said to the captain, "Hello, can you help me? I'm looking for my friend Kay. He's my friend. The Snow Queen has taken him." The captain said, "I don't know, Kay. You can't go anywhere. You have to be here." Gerda said, "No, please, he's my friend." The captain said, "Friend, you said? I have never had a friend." Okay, I will help you if you promise me to be my friend." Gerda accepted that. The captain said, "Take my rudder. It will take you to the Snow Queen." Gerda reached the castle and entered it. She called, Kay, are you here?" The Snow Queen said, "What are you doing here? Your friend doesn't exist anymore from here. Look at him, standing freezing in the corner. His heart will freeze is over, and he will be mine forever." She ran quickly to get to Kay and said, Kay, do you remember our roses that we had in the garden?" But he didn't reply, and they started freezing. Gerda broke down and started crying. Her tears rolled down on the hand of Kay. As soon as Kay looked up at Gerda and smiled, the Snow Queen was astonished. She said, "This is impossible. Nothing can tear my curse over. She tried to pull Gerd away, but the mirror of the grandma fell down. The mirror said, "There is one power stranger than your girls. It is the power of the love and the friendship." Suddenly, the Snow Queen started crying and dissolved in a pool of her tears. The end.
Wow!
Wow. Such
Wonderful.
fantastic expression art. That's
Very
brilliant.
nice to meet.
Ah,
Brilliant note.
Thank you.
We've just had
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. We've just had fantastic 3 storytellers from Gaza. We've had stories from Yara, from Maram, and now from Noor. It's wonderful, wonderful. I don't know, there may be some more to come. But John,
Sorry,
shall we
David,
go-
for interrupting.
Yes, please, Hannah.
But Yara thought that she was on while she was telling the story and she was off. Her camera was off. So she was wondering if she can do it again. Where her
I
camera.
think the answer must be yes.
yes. Shall we go to James and then back to Yara?
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be.
Is that okay?
James and then Yara.
James, we're really going around the world tonight, which is fantastic. We started in India.
Yeah.
Hello, James.
I'm not exactly ready. You can go back to her. I just need to get this done. Hang on. It's okay.
That's very
to go
kind
to
of you, James. Then, so let's.
I'm not ready.
That's okay. So we'll go back to Yara, and then to you, and then I'll do the big round the world thing again.
Wonderful. So Yara, are you ready? Where is Yara?
Here.
Yeah, I can see you now.
Yeah, make sure
So
that
this-
your camera is on.
We enjoyed listening to your story. Now we're going to enjoy listening again.
Yeah, we got you on radio. Now we're getting you on television.
Exactly.
A nice one.
So, once upon a time, there was a salt seller who used to carry the salt bag on his donkey to the market every day. On the way, they had to cross a river. One day, the donkey suddenly fell down in the river, and the salt bag too. The salt disappeared in the water and became very, very light to carry. And the donkey was very, very happy. The donkey started to play the same track every day. Every day, they come to cross a river, and the donkey pretends to fall. The salt seller come to understand the trick and decided to teach his donkey a lesson. The next day, he loaded a cotton bag on the donkey, and he loaded a cotton bag on the donkey. Again, the donkey played the same track, hoping that the cotton bag would be lighter. But the cotton absorbed the water and became very, very heavy to carry. The donkey suffered very much. The donkey learned the lesson. Afterwards, the donkey did not play the same track, and the salt seller was very, very happy. That's it.
Oh, Yara.
I thought it was great the first time. The second time it was fantastic.
Yes, you're a great artist. You can appear both as a radio personality and a television personality. Fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm ready now. That's good.
Are you ready, James? Oh, so I'll do the whole bit again. We started in India. We went across to Gaza. We are now going. We on by magic carpet. We're going to the east of England, where there is the fantastic, the phenomenal James Demere, and I haven't the faintest idea where he's going to tell a story or do a poem. But I have every confidence, James, you will give us something wonderful.
A poem. Tonight. I did some poems last time I did the thing. I did the rook and the raven who stole the light, and then before that I did some of my other poems. It's another poem that I thought of at school, and now I just finished it. But that's what I was editing in the time I was here. It got me in. I was interested in how our eyes work, which is why I've written this poem. If we rely on our eyes to see, then what not will we see if we don't? Or if our eyes were truly wrong and we walk through walls invisible, or a life that will never reveal itself to eye has been lost through the trees, and the so-called power of invisible has only the eyes to trick. The sight we see, we touch and smell. But what if this was an illusion? And color will always rule our eyes while we live, and that will be how it is. There will never be a conclusion.
Thanks, James.
James, I've got such admiration for you. So I wrote this poem in school today. I was a bit late. I went late because I was editing it. I mean,
no, I didn't write it in school. I thought about it in school, and I just wrote it just then. With all my ideas, packed it in quickly. I literally just wrote it then.
Okay, even better. Even better, even more admirable. Right now, is anyone else got a story or a poem or a song for us? James, you said something?
Oh, so I was just replying to the chat that Nick and Bill say lovely rhymes. I literally only rhyme once at the last line.
Yeah, what was the rhyme, James? Because it was just, I've never heard that. It was conclusion and what?
Illusion.
Illusion and conclusion. That just got me. I love that rhyme.
Thank you.
So thank you for that beautiful rhyme. I never thought that before that those two words rhyme.
Fantastic. Great. Now, do you want to put your hand up or put a hand in your square or whatever if you want to do a song, a poem, a story? You do
a poem.
You do a poem, please.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. So my name is Jasmine, and today I'm going to tell you a poem that's title is A Strange Lingo. When in the English tongue we speak, why is break not rhyme with freak? Will you tell me why it's true? We say so, but likewise few. And the maker of the verse cannot rhyme his horse with horse. Beard is not same as herd. Cord is different from word. Cow is cow, but low is low. Shoe is never rhymed with foe. Think of hose, dose and loss, and think of goose, and yet with choose. Think of comb, tomb and bomb, doll and roll, or home and sum. Since pay is rhymed with say, why not paid with said, I pray. Think of blood, food and good. Mold is not pronounced like good. Wherefore done, but gone and loan. Is there any reason known? To sum up all, it seems to me, sounds and letters do not agree. Thank you.
Lovely.
And I don't think there is anyone on here whether they're English or from anywhere else, that in their English lessons don't look at those words and think, why aren't they pronounced like this other word?
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Lovely.
even
Yes.
even as teachers, when I used to teach English, I'd get so into it, and then because when you're consciously thinking, sometimes you make mistakes, and so I'd write. I'd mix up sweat and sweet and all that stuff. And, so my blackboard looked, and I'd have to be rubbing it out so the pupils didn't see my mistakes and stand in front of the word on the blackboard. Well, that was fantastic. Thank you for that. That was and we all, that got to all of us.
Thank you.
Ed, does anyone else want to do anything?
I want to say something.
Please do. Yes,
Okay.
Yara.
Guys, always have confidence in yourself. Don't let anyone change your personality. Just.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very true. Thank you.
Unless you're inspired by someone else and want to change your personality.
Say that again, James.
Unless you're inspired by someone else and want to change your personality.
Oh.
Be yourself, just.
Yada. I'm going to take that advice today. And it's a great day to hear that. Thank you.
Be yourself, Nick.
Yeah. Very much, Yada, for that beautiful advice.
Yeah. Mind you, it's being myself that usually gets me into trouble. Well, is there? Is anyone else got want to do a poem or a song or anything? Right now, this is where I do, for those people that are listening on other devices. The hat tonight, I will remind people, will go to the Hands Up project, which is doing amazing work. Now, Nick, would you like to, for people that have only this is their first time watching the Young Tellers, would you like to tell us a little bit about the Hands Up project? You haven't got too long because it's the youngsters' night, but you know.
Yeah, you know that once I start talking, I can't stop.
Yeah, I know, I'll shut you up.
Maybe you could get maybe you could get the kids to talk about it as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this. It's the Hands Up project because it's about putting your hands up and participating. And this is what we've seen tonight. We've seen beautiful storytelling and reading poems and giving us words of wisdom. And the Hands Up project is all about working with young people in Palestine and giving them a voice and making their voices heard in the wider world. And that's what we've heard tonight. So thank you so much to all of the performers. We've also got other people in the room who are very involved in the Hands Up project. Maybe they'd like to say something. Would any of the girls like to say something about the Hands Up project? How about? Everyone's gone quiet now. Now, you might not know this, but Noor is actually the winner of the second Hands Up project playwriting competition. And she travelled to the UK last year and performed her amazing play with her friends. And they performed it at a big conference in Preston in the north of England. And they also performed it in a school in London. And if you have a look later, I won't put it into the chat now because I don't want you to leave the session, but it's an amazing play. It's called I Can Smell Her. And it's a fantastic play. And have a look at that. It's the winner of last year's Hands Up Project remote theatre competition.
Thank you very much.
Noor is the girl who was in I Can Smell Her play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a wonderful play. Great job, Noor. You were
Thank you.
amazing.
Noor, what does the Hands Up
Thank you.
project mean to you, Noor?
It's give me very confident, and yeah, it makes me learn lots of words of art in English, and it give me lots of confidence. I'm very happy to join in this page. Very happy. Just thank you
Fantastic.
very much.
And I've just got was brilliant. And I've just got a request from English Expresso. I'm assuming you're under 18. I can't see you, English Expresso. Do you want to share a short poem?
I think English Expresso is an adult. I saw him just now, unless there's two people there.
Yeah, yes. Good evening.
I wanted.
It's Mohammed. Mohammed, a teacher in Gaza.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'd like to share you my short poem. I wrote it about my lovely sisters, my three sisters. And it was.
I think we're going to break the rules and allow you. But normally we just have the children tonight. But we'll break the rules and we'll let you do the poem. We want to hear the poem, don't we?
Oh, I want to say something about the Hands Up project.
It's a very short poem, and it was the first trial in writing poems in my whole life.
Okay, go for it. And then we'll go back to Yara to say something about the Hands Up project. No, I mean.
Yeah. The name is, or the title, Arose in My Life. And I mean my little sister. If I wondered about the world from the start to the end, no way, my sister is the trend. And I always keep in mind, the good brother cannot be blind. It's a pledge of love truly signed, with blood and breath. I can't say go or even no. If so, someone else will win my role.
We've lost you.
I think we've lost Mohammed.
Lost his connection.
Lost his connection.
Oh.
Someone was about to say something just then. Yeah,
I want to say something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yara.
Okay. I'd like to talk about the Hands Up. I learned the story from the session with the Hands Up and Mr. Neck, and I acted in a play called The Living Song. It was amazing, and we got our play in a book, and we acted the play in Bethlehem. Made me travel for first time in my life.
Fantastic.
Wow. Yara, do you know what this is?
Yeah.
Do you know what this is, Yara, behind me?
Yeah, the oldest tree in the world.
Where is it?
The oldest tree in the world.
And where is it?
In Bethlehem.
Yeah, near Bethlehem. Yeah.
I want to say something about the Hands Up project.
Please do.
Hi, I want to say something about the Hands Up project.
Please
Can
do.
I speak?
Yes.
The Hands Up project, even I was 10 years old, the Hands Up project gave me the chance to build myself and discover myself, to experience So I travel with them. I learn lots of Arabic. It gives me lots of confidence. And I want to thank all the people that make or made this page. Thank you very much, all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Noor. Thank you, Noor.
It's not about the Hands Up project, because I'm not involved in that at all, because anyway. I don't
You
know.
are now, James, because you've been listening to stories. You're part of it now.
Oh, no, I just haven't heard of anything else. I just go to this. But, I've heard of the Hands Up Church project, but I haven't been in touch with it or anything. I just came to this club. But I also wanted to say, I also had sorry, I'm making my tea in here as well. But I also had an inspirational quote, which here it is. Every human and animal has the gift of decision, communication, movement, mind, creation, and destruction. Decision is where you start.
Whoa. So we've now become the Young Philosophers Club as well, which is fantastic, James. Thank you for that. Well, we've had not just you, but we've had lots of people putting in sort of life advice that many adults here could do with following. Thank you.
I want to say something.
Yes, please.
I thank I thank Mr. John, Mr. David, and Mr. Nick for giving me a chance to speak the story. And for sure, next time I will participate more confidently and more prepared.
Oh,
You're amazing.
lovely.
Well, thank you. And we, whenever I listen to Tuesday nights, I know that the tradition is safe. It's in safe hands because you all carry on the tradition of storytelling, of poetry, and it's very important, for people with hair as grey as mine, that we know that there are young people that are carrying this on. So I think it's us that should thank you all, and thank you all for coming here to I've just seen a message from Nick to James, yeah, and I think that's a great idea. If people want to talk about the Hands Up project in their school, you can get in touch with them, can't you?
Yeah, and we could set up a connection between Gaza and another country in the world, and you could tell stories to each other in your class or whatever. Oh, is that my phone?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What does it? I still don't really understand. What does it mean by maybe you should talk to your school about
No, you could talk to your school.
Yeah, I meant that.
About connecting. Well, both tell them about the Hands Up project, and you can read about it on their website.
Yeah.
And maybe link up the schools and link up your school in England with the project in Gaza. So as we do on Tuesday nights, the more the more young people around the world that are connecting with each other, it just makes the future safer and more wonderful.
I just want to say to James that this can be happening, and it's really awesome. Like a couple of weeks ago, I connected my students to a school in Manchester in the UK, and it was really awesome. So you can talk to your teacher, for example, and your teacher can connect to Nick, and we can do it. So this can happen.
And that's the same with Amanpreet and your daughters in India as well.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
And I know that we've also got, John, you've got connections in Romania, and Hannah, you just did.
And Yulia's sitting in.
Yeah.
Yulia's
Yulia's
sitting
there
over
as
in
well.
Romania.
You've also just done a link with Romania, haven't you, Hannah, with your students?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it was on a Friday. There were 2 sessions, like about 20 students in each session. And it was really full of enthusiastic spirit and a lot of fun, you know?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you learnt some Romanian, is that right?
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
try it.
I learned like he's from Romania.
How do you say it?
Yulia's from Romania.
So I'm gonna be like exposed here.
Yeah.
I learned, I think, mulțumesc, it means thank you. Is that right?
Absolutely.
And bună dimineața, I think it's good morning.
Wow.
I learned some words.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you've done better than I have in 5 years. Yeah, but I shall certainly, when I'm back there, and there's a school I have links with that I go and visit every time I go to Romania, and I shall suggest this, and I'm sure we can make some links with Romania and Gaza. Be brilliant.
David, how at the bottom get involved?
So I didn't quite catch that, David.
Did you say thank you for everybody for getting involved? Is that right?
No. How at the bottom get involved?
Oh, you'd like to get involved?
How can you get involved?
I think so.
Not only me at the bottom.
How can everybody get involved? Yeah.
Well,
I think the best way is to go to the website, isn't it, Nick? And
yeah, I mean,
there's all the links on the website.
I'll put the email into the chat now. Have a look at the website for handsupproject.org. And that's the email address if you want to get involved. Okay.
Can I say something else?
Yes, please.
I am Haneen. Yes. So when I at 13 age, I was very, very sad because I feel I am alone because I haven't any sisters. But I have learned how to be alone and how to show the strong side of my personality. And finally, I learned if you want to be strong, learn how to fight yourself by yourself.
Thank you, Haneen.
Thank you.
Haneen, I remember when you told your story last week. It was an amazing storytelling you did. I hope next week you'll come back with another one of your beautiful stories.
Yeah, inshallah, next week.
Wonderful.
Haneen, can I just ask you a question? Isn't it you who lives near Cerise?
Yes.
You live in Jenin, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Al Jadida.
Al Jadida, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I'd love to go there one day.
Yeah.
Haneen's a wonderful storyteller.
I missed your story, unfortunately, last week.
Yes. I sent by you and messenger a message, but you don't see it.
Okay, I'll look. I'll
Last
look
week.
for it now.
Well, should I lean across and give Nick a slap then? I'll just lean across to Nick.
Ow!
Haneen,
I'll you in the eye.
Him again.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a wonderful night. We've had wonderful stories and wonderful philosophies, and we've had wonderful poems. And it's just I look for I can't tell you how much I look forward to these Tuesday nights and just seeing the enthusiasm and seeing this whole new generation of artists coming up. And thank you. And thank you, Julio and Ali, for driving the buses. And we have the whole site is run from both simultaneously from both Romania and Morocco. So So if everything goes collapses in Romania, it's picked up instantly. The ball is picked up by Morocco, and so it's truly a worldwide